Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. I'm back here at one of my favorite filming spot locations because guess what? We have that smaller crossover SUV that sort of blurs the lines between two different brands. It's this vehicle right here. This is a 2023 Toyota Venza. This particular one is the top limited trim. But before we get into this sparkly dark blue standard all-wheel drive crossover SUV, let's talk about what's going on here. Once upon a time in a galaxy far, far away, there was this iconic Japanese brand called Toyota that still exists today. And they started selling cars here in the United States. And boy, oh boy, did they really shake up the whole auto industry. Now in 1989, they brought their own premium brand and they called it Lexus. Now the interesting thing is that this Venza is so nice with some of the touches, especially on the interior. It really starts to blur the line between their top luxury Lexus crossover SUVs and Toyota's very own. Now what's fascinating is that with electrification becoming more and more popular, Toyota has taken a stance saying that they are going to utilize hybrid technology to its full effect because they feel the world is not ready for full electrification of a whole brand's lineup. But what I want to find out is, when this vehicle came out in 2021, the redesign came out in 2021, it kind of fell very close in shape and size to one of Toyota's most popular vehicles, the RAV4, specifically the RAV4 Hybrid. So what I want to find out is, should you go for the money, Venza, or should you be going RAV4 Hybrid? Let's go ahead, let's dive into our blueprint, that's the name of the color, Blueprint Venza, and find out. Right off the bat, the color really fits it to a T. It's got more metal flake than your grandpa's balls, his bowling balls. And this is one area where I feel that they blend the line between Lexus and Toyota because this paint job looks that good. Now at the front of the business, you're gonna see a sleek shape, very modern shape, full LED headlights, daytime running lamps, and turn signals. You'll notice that it's very sleek, like a Lexus product. And another area where it really screams Lexus to me is right here in this lower corner. You do have a functional corner air curtain, but very smooth, very sculpted design. Now, if you're looking at the RAV4 Hybrid, you will also have LED headlights, a much more rugged, aggressive look, if you could call a RAV4 aggressive, than on this Venza. But let's talk about more with these details. Now, as you come across the front grille area, I really, really like what they've done. One of the things you should know is that the Venza only comes hybrid. That's it, and it comes automatically with all-wheel drive. The RAV4, you could have many different ways. You'll notice that we have our blue around our Toyota badge. That signifies that this is a hybrid vehicle. I like the way they did this design up top, especially with those diagonal cuts in the trim. You do get a forward-facing camera. You have some vertical slots. Some of it's functional, some of it's not functional, so I'll give it half a zonk, but I do like the way you have that forward-facing camera. And you'll notice on that lower grille, it's another area where it looks a lot like a Lexus spindle body design. On the lower portion, because this is a limited, you got some bling bling and chrome finish, LED fog lamps, nice round circular fog lamps on both sides, and we do have functionality on that lower grille area. Now when we get up onto the hood, look at the very low coefficient of drag shape, very sleek, but also simple. Curves up, goes right towards the A-pillars. When it comes to a sleek look, this one definitely takes the cake over a RAV4 Hybrid. Now when we come around the bend, what are we working with wheel and tire setup? I think you're gonna like these. Multi-spoke, hand-polished aluminum wheels. These are the ones you get on the limited trim. It's a 19-inch wheel, and if you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the size of the tire? 225 on the width, 55 series sidewall, and everything's painted around the fender opening. RAV4 Hybrid does have flat black and also this sparkly gloss black around the fender openings. Very cleaner look, but like I said, with these wheels, it looks like a Lexus. But wait until I tell you the price once we get inside. Coming down the side of the vehicle, more of that beautiful blueprint on the mirror caps. You got your LED turn signals, 360-degree cameras, bright shiny metalwork top and bottom, and you also have color matched on the door handles. Now, one of the areas where it definitely does not scream Lexus is on the bottom sill. It's just flat black. I'm kind of okay with that. It's hard to see, plus it's going to take a better beating on over time. We do have a full glass panoramic roof with some fancy magical features. Working our way towards our rear, I love the way they do that rear quarter window, nice triangular shape. Pull back the trim with that blueprint, and then coming around the back, what do we got going on? A long low roof spoiler, third brake light blended in nicely. This needs to be under here. Look at how much space there is. I could easily put a silver dollar pancake. So get rid of the rear wiper, put it under here. So I am gonna zonk that, but I love the way they did the rear end on this Venza. Much more attractive than on a hybrid RAV4. You do have your LED lighting that goes all the way across. I know Steven isn't a big fan of that, but let me know, are you on Team Joe with the LED lighting, or are you on Team Steven with no LED lighting across the centerpiece here? Steven doesn't like this for some reason. Venza, limited badge. I like the way there's no all-wheel drive badge, no hybrid badge besides the blue. And then working our way all the way down, I'm not a big fan of the turn signals in the lower bumper. To me, it's a little too low. They are LED, so I'll just give it a half a zonk. You do have the finishing chrome, just like we did up front. We do have tow capability, and I like the way you actually have functional exhausts on both sides. Stainless steel tips on both sides that are functional. Yes, you also get that on the RAV4 Hybrid, but for some reason, it just all comes together, I think, a little cleaner on this Venza. But why don't we pop the hood, talk horsepower on this crossover luxury SUV. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have a prop rod. RAV4 Hybrid actually has a prop rod as well. What's amazing is, for this comparison, we actually have the same exact powertrain as the RAV4 Hybrid. So what the heck is that? You're looking at a 2.5 liter inline four naturally aspirated engine that is paired to 2 electric motors up front and 1 electric motor driving the rear wheel. So that's what they call an e-axle when you have a motor driving the rear wheels. It is mated to a CVT, 0 to 60, 7.6 seconds. Top speed is governed to 118 miles an hour. All-wheel drive is standard, but check this out. MPGs is where you win all day long. All I do is win, win, win. In the city, 40 MPGs. On the highway, 37. The vehicle weighs 3,879 pounds. Now, if you compare this to the RAV4 Hybrid, same horsepower, same electric motors, same transmission, does not get as good fuel economy. 38 in the city, 35 on the highway, but it is a little quicker. 0 to 60, 7.3 seconds rather than 7.6 seconds on this Venza. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire it up and see it in motion. All right, guys, we are inside this 2023 Venza limited trim. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, this is actually pretty nice. I kind of forget about the Venza. I always think about RAV4, or I think of like a Lexus NX. I'm really liking this one. How much is it? Very good question. The way that this one is optioned, and it's got some pretty cool options. Wait until I show you. It has an MSRP of $45,000. Now, if you're comparing it to an equivalent RAV4 Hybrid, that's going to run you MSRP around $37,000. So we're going to find out, do you think you should spend the $8,000 more and go Venza? To the door panels. Absolutely love the materials. The two-tone, the piping, the stitching, the light wood finish looks super high-end, super Lexus. Door pocket, a little tight, but you could still get a big Buford from Checkers, a large curly fry, and a strawberry milkshake. Even on the speaker grill, you see where it's got that dark chrome finish with the Venza name right at the top? It's the little touches like that that go a big way. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, same thing, the soft material, this piping, the stitching. You got the JBL premium sound system. Love the two-tone. And then what do we got? A 12.3-inch touchscreen infotainment system. It's got the newest, latest multimedia system from Toyota. It doesn't have a volume knob, but you do have volume buttons, which are kind of nice, so that you don't have to touch the screen. Throw it in reverse. Clear resolution on the backup camera and the 360, and it takes up most of the space, which is a nice pleasure. Coming on down, you do have your dual climate control, all your AC readouts, your power button, and then I'll pull back the shifter. You got three USB-Cs and wireless charging. You got your EV mode, your different drive modes, which I'll show you that on the business side of things. This is going to control your CVT transmission. Love the soft touch material. 2 cup holders. You do get a specific Venza key fob from Toyota. Spin it around, there's your buttons. Nice soft, you can actually slide it like this. It's gonna reveal that we have 3 stages of heated seats, 3 stages of ventilated seats. Lift it up, we got a little bit more wood finish. You got a little token tray for Aladdin's Castle when you're playing video games. Inside you got a 12 volt, and you got enough space in here to where easily, I would say you could put probably 12 Swedish meatballs from IKEA. So if you're going to IKEA and you're gonna double down and not only buy a piece of furniture, but also assemble it in the same day, get your dozen Swedish meatballs, because you're gonna need them when you're stressing out trying to build that stuff. I recommend having somebody else build it. Seats, soft material, love the perforated, the stitching, nice bolstering, electric assist for the passenger, electric assist for the driver. I'm not done yet. We have this ginormous panoramic sunroof. The best part is you do have a sunshade, but you'll also notice we have that electromagnetic color to where it's opaque, blocking the sun. Abracadabra, alakazam, boop, now it's clear. Love that technology. They call that the Stargaze roof. And then with one touch, you could close the shade, the actual physical shade. So thank you, Toyota, for doing that. And then the last piece of the puzzle is the digital rear view mirror. Super clear, nice to have, great resolution. Get your butt over here. I want to show you behind the digital gauge cluster in this Venza. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have 2 memory seat settings. I like the nice aluminum sill plate with the Venza name that illuminates. We have our electric seat controls, easy to get to. I'm 6 feet tall and I'm loving the space in here. Very, very comfortable. Feels very high-end. You're gonna get the same Toyota steering wheel. It's actually the same wheel from the RAV4, so it's kind of even Stevens. Not my favorite steering wheel, especially the horn button, but I do like the leather. I like the flat black on all the switchgear, and you do have an electric tilting and telescoping steering wheel, which is nice, but the best part is that digital gauge cluster. Look how clear it is, and then when you go into your different modes, it's like playing Gran Turismo. You got sport, you got normal, and then you got eco. So if you want to hug a bush or a tree, that's the best thing to do, is go into eco. I don't recommend normal. Who the hell wants to be normal? We're keeping it sporty on Rady's Rides, and we have a head-up display. But let's get in the back seat and see if there's enough room in this hybrid vehicle for your rear seat passengers. Let's get back there and find out. All right, guys, back seat time. And what's kind of cool with this comparison is that both the RAV4 Hybrid and this Venza have the lithium-ion battery underneath the seat. So something to think about. But the great news is the way it's packaged, I'm not compromised really on space. I'm not hitting the headliner even with that panoramic sunroof. You got large pockets back here. Easily get, I would say, 4 glazed, double glazed Krispy Kreme donuts. We do have 2 AC vents, which are nice, and also 2 USB-Cs down there. So you have your connectivity and you have the ability to stay cool. I have my own pocket here for my own Krispy Kreme because I'm not sharing. Some of that wood finish, the nice soft touch material, and woo, nice Charmin soft armrest with 2 cup holders. Even the way they did the material is the same exact style as up front. I know that doesn't maybe always sound right because some vehicles, they don't do that. They give you a cheaper material in the back seat. Well, let's get in that cargo area because I want to see how this Venza drives on the road. Let's get to it. All right, guys, cargo area time, real simple. Hit the button. Nice electric assist is going to give you, one thing I want to point out, a high loading level. So it's a little high off the ground compared to the RAV4 Hybrid. I do like the way they put these nice aluminum pieces here so your kids don't scrape the heck out of plastic. You do have your JBL subwoofer in the back for that premium sound system, but how much space are we looking at? We are looking at, on the Venza, 28.8 cubic feet of space with the seats up. Folded down, it turns into 55.1. Now here's the challenge. The RAV4 Hybrid lays the beat down, the smackdown on this Venza. It starts off at 38 cubic feet and then maximizes at 70 cubic feet. Now, one of the things that's a little bit of a bummer to me is that there's no 12 volt back here. So that's definitely a zonk on a limited trim. But like I said, folding down the seats, very easy, 60-40 split, almost perfectly flat so that you could carry your junk around and have plenty of room. But you know what? It's now that time. I want to find out just how many miles we could get out of a tank of gas in a Venza. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's hypermile and go on throttle. All right, guys, we are inside this 2023 Toyota Venza. We're gonna go from a dead stop. I have it in sport mode, on throttle. Here we go. So not the fastest, but also still has enough oomph to get out of its own way. I love how easy it is to understand and read the gauges, your power gauge, obviously your speedometer, and you have your head-up display, getting to that nice large 12.3-inch infotainment system, well within reach. And the fact that we actually have some volume physical buttons makes me even that much more happier. Now, with this vehicle getting such great fuel economy, you're gonna be sitting in it for longer periods of time, especially on a road trip. The great news is the seats are comfortable. The lower seat cushion is very wide to fit many different body types. And the fact that we have ventilated and heated seats is another reason that it makes me very happy to be behind the wheel of this Venza. Now, with this being a Toyota product, you have all the great Toyota sensing technology, blind spot monitoring, lane keep assist, emergency brake assist, all those things to keep you and your family safe. And they do a really good job also with the sound deadening material in here. It definitely feels quieter than what you would find on a RAV4 Hybrid. Not as quiet as, say, a Lexus NX 350h, for example. But the fact that everything is well laid out in here makes it a breeze to know exactly where you need to put your hands so that you keep your eyes on the road, especially with that awesome head-up display. Another thing that I'm pleasantly impressed with is visibility. You got these smaller corner windows on each of the doors. 8 pillars are pulled far apart, nice large mirrors, and that digital rearview mirror, which really is a breeze, or makes it a breeze, to see what's behind you. And you'll get used to this, I promise. I remember the first time I drove a vehicle for a long period of time with a digital rearview mirror, it kind of freaked me out the way everything's moving on the screen. But you'll get used to it, and you'll actually like it and miss it when you get into a vehicle when it's not there. But definitely, I think for the price, they did a hell of a job with this Venza, especially when you're looking at 40 miles per gallon in the city. And that's in a crossover SUV. Very, very impressive. And then I know it may sound silly, but even in Florida, all-wheel drive, we may not get the snow, but we get plenty of rain. And it's nice to have all-wheel drive to keep you and your family safe while you're driving. But let's go on throttle here. On throttle. Like I said, just enough oomph to make things interesting and to merge. But as you can see, going over bumps and stuff does a really good job with the suspension, even with the larger 19-inch wheels. And it's just nice and quiet in here. I'm really digging that. And of course, you got the JBL premium sound system, which is also going to give you a nice environment to drive and to go from one place to another very easily and be very comfortable. But as you can see, They did a really good job with a balance of technology, nice features, nice finishes, and like I said, that all-wheel drive and great fuel economy. To me, it sounds like a win-win-win situation. I'm very curious to see what you have to say about it in the comment section. So we're gonna go ahead. Hopefully this has been a good overall review. We're gonna get back to where it all started and wrap up this Toyota Venza. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been a fun kind of day out here in Tampa Bay with this Toyota Venza. I want to thank the whole Toyota USA team getting us access to this 2023 Venza limited trim. Let me know what you think. Are you going to take your money, spend a little bit more, but get maybe a lot more to you with this Venza, or are you going to go RAV4 Hybrid? Let me know down in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Radius Rise family. Of course, we need to give it up to the hyper miler himself, Stephen Flood, Stephen Flood Photography. Give him some love in the comment section. Follow him on Instagram. Stephen, thank you for your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.